When we lose a loved one, not only has that relationship abruptly changed, it can also affect our current relationships with friends, family, and coworkers. So let's walk together and I'll share how you can navigate these changes in your relationships so that you can get through this very challenging component of grief. Hi friend, welcome back to Grief Questions Answered. I'm Eric, and it's my goal with these videos to share everything I've learned about how to survive, find support in the loneliness of grief, and how to intentionally get back up and live beyond the loss of a loved one. If this grief tip doesn't help you today, I am confident it can and will help you at some point in the future, so be sure to save this video to watch later on. Now, today's question comes from Helen, who asked me, why have my relationships changed? I thought my real friends and family would be there for me. And so, Helen, you are bringing up a very strong point about another aspect of grief that we have to unfortunately navigate, and that is the change of relationships. As humans, we actually rely on relationships to keep us not only connected, but to feel loved, supported, and cared for. And this was something that I never expected to happen the way that it did for me. In some cases, it was brutal because some of the people that I believe would have gotten closer to my family, they completely disappeared, and they didn't seem to care for me, Zoe, or the family. And then there have been some relationships that did get stronger, and I'm very grateful for that. And then there's something else that sometimes happens after we lose a loved one, and that is where new relationships actually form. In fact, in the last 10 years since my daughter Zoe died, I have made a lot of new connections, friends, and built some incredible relationships that I never would have expected at all. And so if you're feeling like your personal relationships have changed, or if you're in a spot where you don't have any friends or family that are checking in on you, or you're feeling abandoned by them, then I'd like to make a couple of suggestions to help here so that you feel connected and some sense of support. So first, the people that are coming forward to be by your side during your early grief and as you take these early steps, they're the ones who truly have your back, and so you want to stay connected to them. If friends and family do not come around, and as much as that hurts, you owe it to yourself to connect with others who do understand what you're going through. And this is where online support groups, in-person support groups, they can come into practice here, right? I've seen some incredible new relationships form in those areas. And next, it may be hard to hear this, but for the people that don't support you, that you thought would, it's less about anything that you did to them and more about their own challenges with grief. And it's sometimes hard for people to put that aside. I have had to work to restore a few relationships that were damaged during my grief. And so I just walk through that slowly. And here's the thing, though. No one is obligated to support us, and it may hurt when people don't show up, especially when we need them the most. And so I'll say this, Helen, that there will come a time when you will actually create new and probably more solid relationships in the coming years and months. And you can accelerate that by connecting with others who get what you're going through right now. In fact, I invite you to join us in my free online group called Let's Walk Together. I'll put the link in the description below, but it is a 500+ person support group where we take care of each other and we hold space as we navigate this journey together. So as always, I hope this helps. Do you have a question about grief that I can answer for you? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't done so yet, click that subscribe button down below, as this is the best way to get notified of new videos just like this and to show support for the channel. Let's continue to walk together, and I'll see you in next week's video.